Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, January 4th. Happy New Year. I've already done one video. It should be already live. That video was on the things that I worked on this past week between Christmas and New Year's. It went on a little bit longer than I thought, so to spare you all, I decided to do another video to go over some of my finishes and some of my WIPs and what my plans are for 2025. If you are new to my channel, welcome. This is a channel on my hobbies. Right now it's primarily cross-stitching, but I do enjoy doing a little sewing and hopefully one day a little bit of quilting. I do enjoy paper crafting. I make greeting cards, gift card holders, gift tags, treat boxes, that kind of a thing. If you're returning back, thank you. Thank you for coming back. We're recently at 2,000 subscribers. We're a little over 2,000. The next mile marker should be 3, I think. I mean, I could do 2,500, but let's shoot for 3,000. 3,000 subscribers in 2025. I have had my channel for 2 years now. I just got notification. I believe I uploaded my first video 2 years ago on December 30th. I don't think it was the 31st. I think it was the 30th. I was recovering from COVID. I was off and I just decided to go for it. So I did. Here we are. And I'm having the best time. Since this is going to be a little bit longer video, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time chit-chatting at the beginning like I normally do. You got the update in the last video. So let's go ahead and get started. What I am going to do at the end of this video, I have some finishes out here that I've pulled. I don't think I've missed any. So I have some finishes out here. I will show you those. It's like a handful. And then at the end, I'm going to post a little video of photos of all the other finishes that I did. I don't want to go through and dig through boxes. My garage is a mess, and since my family is not as organized as I am, it doesn't stay neat and tidy, and it's very frustrating for me. But I'm not going to try to hunt down and pull my finishes. I'll just insert a video and you can see them. Stop it if you want to look at it. I will try to list all of those finishes. Well, it's a lot. I don't think I'm going to list. We'll see. We'll see where I'm at. I might go ahead and list the finishes. I might not. You'll forgive me if I don't. But there's quite a few. I actually had a really good year of finishes. So I think I wound up with 26 or 27 finishes, fully finished objects. I have other finishes that I haven't fully finished yet, that I wanted to get done that I didn't get done before the end of the year. But 2024, I had quite a few. This year, what I'm going to do is I have my Friday focus pieces, and my Friday focus is any WIP that I have when I go through my charts, any WIP that is at least 50% finished, if not more, I will pull it out and I will focus on that every Friday until it's done. So I have quite a few that are in that category. And that's why I have so many finishes. Someone in one of my other videos commented like, oh, you get so much done, like you're such a quick stitcher. Well, I only got a lot done because I had a lot that were almost to the finish line, and I just finished them. I just buckled down and I finished them. That was the goal. I have 4 binders full of charts right now that I really want to get to, but I don't really want to purchase any fabric. A lot of fabric is tied up in these, and a lot of thread is tied up in these. So I wanted to kind of work through some of those and get them finished so that I could restock what's not being used, and I can start new ones when I'm done. I don't know how many new starts I'll have. Of course, I'll have new starts in 2025. I don't know how many that will be because I have a lot that I want to get through. This year, last year I focused on smalls. This year I want to focus on my samplers and my bigger pieces. So it's not going to be probably quite as many, but enough. So I decided, how am I going to pick? Well, I've done 2 things. I went through my list of WIPs and I did the, what is this called? Daily Decision. And I created 2 wheels. So this one I created for focus stitches. So these are things that I want to finish. That's annoying. And when it picks one, then it will tell me, and that's what I'll work on for that day or that stitching session, or maybe it'll be a couple of days. I don't know. So I did one for focus stitches and I did one for sampler WIPs, and I have quite a few that I'd like to see across the finish line. These are not in any particular order. I tried, but I had so many of them, I couldn't do it. So I'm just going to start at the beginning and work my way through, and we'll go from there. I think what I will do is I will put my focuses down below, and we'll go from there. We'll see. It's a lot. Anyways. Redbird Sampler, Brenda Gervais. Been working on this for a while. I've almost got it done. I think I'm on past the halfway mark. Yeah. Past the halfway. So I think I would like to finish this one. This could totally fall into the Friday focus. It could also be, I think I'm going to do Sampler Sunday. So it could be a Sampler Sunday, it could be a Friday focus, maybe it'll be both. But I will do that until these pieces are done. So every Friday, focus on one piece until it's done. Every Sunday or Saturday, whatever I choose to do, I will focus on it till it's done. This I'm stitching on 32 count Belfast linen by Zweigart. Does it have a color listed? It does not have a color, but it's kind of a peachy yellow, peachy beige. It's just something I picked from my stash at the time that I thought looked nice with the colors, and it does. So that's done. Next is Susan's Little Sampler by From the Heart. This might work in one of those frames I just picked up. Oh, you don't know about those frames if you didn't. It's a different video. I have this one, and I have this one, and I have another gold one from another shopping trip that I forgot about this one, but this could actually fit in that frame. So doing this one, I'm stitching this on 40 count lamb's wool linen. Oh, it's going to be too big for one of those. Well, it might work on this one. That's going to be too big. But here we go. So I have a little work to do on this one. I'd like to move that along. If I could get it finished this year, that would be fantastic. So it's on my list. Eliza's French Birds, 1849. I'm stitching this on 32 count antique ivory linen. By Zweigart. And that's how far I got. I was struggling this past year with getting this much done. And I kind of broke through that and was having fun with it again. So I'd like to try to get this one across the finish line as well. And then in this same bag, I haven't started it yet, but I have this one by Luminous Fiber Arts. I'd like to get that one done too. And that's a small enough stitch. It should be something that I could totally stitch up fairly quickly, I think. Next up is Love One Another by Monticello Stitches. I love the design on this. I think it's so pretty. Very interesting color combinations. I'm stitching this on Colonial Parchment Linen 40 count by Fabrics by Stephanie. I have a lot of fabric on this one, and I'm using the called for colors, which they're bright and vibrant and not necessarily what I put together. I don't know if she picked this from an actual Colonial sampler or what. This was an anniversary start from 2022, I believe. And it's tiny, tiny, and it's taking a long time because it's a lot of detail stitching for the motifs in the center. But that's how far I got. So you can see this one here, it's very detailed. A little bit confetti type feel with the threads. So I'd like to move that. I don't think that'll be a finish, but I'd like to move it along. I'm just taking my time with that one. I do think it's beautiful. Whenever it gets done, it gets done. I have a lot of WIPs, guys. Just bear with me. This one I do want to get across the finish line. It's also being stitched on a 40 count, and it's it kind of gives me the business a little bit. It's being stitched on 40 count Cafe au Lait sand linen. And it is the Butterfly Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. Lots of people have stitched this. I started it. I've not finished it, but I've actually moved it along. I'm actually on the second butterfly. So that's good. And I'm hoping that I have enough fabric for it, but I want to hang this one in my bathroom. I have a half bath in my bedroom, and I'd like to hang it in there. So I'm getting tired of looking at a blank wall. So this one will be a sampler Sunday focus. And the next one is Anne Topley, 1802. This is the first piece that I bought, the first chart that I bought that was these vibrant colors on the dark background, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I got inspired by Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. These are the flosses. And I am stitching this on 36 count Edinburgh linen by by Fiber on a Whim, and in the colorway Night Sky, and that's where I'm at. Slow go because, you know, in the evening on a dark fabric it's a little difficult, but I'm loving the way it's turning out. I really do want to get this finished because if I have enough fabric left over, I would like to stitch, I think it's a blackbird design, a patriotic design on this fabric that I think would look so pretty. And that one, it's a chart that was, I think it was reprinted, so a lot of the flosses and the called for fabric is no longer available. But I really want to use this fabric, and I don't want to cut this up until I'm done with it. So that's on the list too. This is a sampler kit that I picked up while we were in Colonial Williamsburg. It is the Mercy Hopkins sampler, and it came completely kitted. So I don't know exactly what I'm stitching it on, but I know that it's a linen, and this is as far as I've gotten on it. No, I think that's it. And all of that was in one sitting, and so I'd like to carry on with it. I think it's 3 over 2. I think it's 3 stitches over 2. So there's a lot there, but it's beautiful. The colors are beautiful. Very a very fall inspired palette. So I'd like to, I don't think I'll get it finished, but I'd like to move it along. This one is the Floral Motif Sampler by the Scarlet House. People have been stitching this for a while. When I first saw it, I wanted it, and I didn't buy it right away. And then we were on vacation 2 summers ago, and we stopped by the Attic Needlework, and I asked, and I picked up the chart. And then that year for Christmas, my husband's like, I need something else to buy for you. And I'm like, can you kit this chart up for me? So I called them up and I asked for their silk conversion. So this is the first time I've ever stitched with any silks, and I love them, which is what I was afraid of. And then I had her pick a fabric, and because I wanted 40 count, she picked Color and Cotton Sampler Gold for me. But it's stunning. I love it so much. It's hard to tell, but the colors really do pop off of that fabric. It's beautiful. So I would like to continue to work on that. I would actually like to see if I could get that finished, if not really close to a finish. I think that would be amazing. This one's very close to a finish. If I could get it finished by the end of February, I would be really, really happy. Again, from the Scarlet House, this one's Entwined Hearts. Again, I think Elizabeth Ann can stitch. I was watching her, and she was doing hers, I think, on the red. And I didn't want to buy fabric, and I had already purchased this peony, a 36 count peony by Fiber on a Whim. And so I started it on this. And I love it. So I had to switch colors. So the only one that I kept the same was the Black Coffee. I don't know if I have that here. Oh yes, Black Coffee. And then I switched Oatmeal, Gentle Arts, Oatmeal, and then Weeks Dye Works, Begonia, and Cherub. Begonia is the darker pink, and Cherub is the lighter, almost washed out carnation-y pink. But I love it. I think it's so pretty, and so I'd like to put some work on this one. I am right here doing the numbers. So the numbers, another little border, and then a strawberry border, a heart border, alphabet, and then this, what I think is the best for last. So if I can get this one done this year, that would be a really good accomplishment. I've had this one going, I think, for a year and a half. I'm not exactly sure. This is a SAL from 2 years ago, Teresa Kogut. So it's over. It's done. And this is the Simple Life. And I got caught up in this corner up here. I was struggling with it a little bit. I'm stitching this on the called for, which is over 40 count overcast linen by Cedar River. And it's, so I've started in on that house again, a house. Gonna take me a while, but I love it. I think it's so pretty. I just love her stitching designs. So no rush, but I would like to get past the house on this one. And I'm using the called for. This one seems to be a favorite of many of you out there. I am stitching Dreaming of Puppies by Rosewood Manor. California State Flower is the poppy. The golden poppy. I'm not sure. So, of course, I've never stitched a Rosewood Manor chart before. I'm wondering if they're all like this, but the shading detail on these, a lot of these colors are very, very close to each other, but it makes for really good shading, and there's a lot of colors on this. So it's pretty intense. I'm stitching this on 32 count Winter Moon linen. I had a start and I messed up because my linen, I didn't start it in the right spot and I was going to run out of room across. So I stitched all the way across the bottom and now I'm starting to work my way up. I think what I love the most about this when I pull it out is the bright, vibrant colors. I mean, what else do you stitch on that has bright reds and yellows and oranges and macaroni and cheese colors, you know, all of the fun things. And then it's offset with the blacks and the dark green. And it's just, it's so beautiful. And I love it on this fabric. So I would like to, I don't think I'll get it finished. I would like to get it finished, but I don't think that will happen. But if I can get beyond the page that I'm on with this one, maybe get a couple pages done, that would be really good. I don't know, it's the first chart that I've stitched that's Rosewood Manor, and I'm not sure if I like it. The chart is split up into a lot of different sections, and then she's added random extra charts in, so it's really hard for me to figure out where I'm at and where I'm going next, and what is part of the big chart and what is a supplemental chart. It's beautiful. Would I buy another chart like that again? Probably, because they're stunning. But I think that's why it's slow go and why I don't pull it out as much, because it's hard for me to get through and figure out where I'm at. So I've started using my highlighting tape, and when I'm done with a chart, I put a little highlighting tape in the corner so that I know that that's done. I am doing the beach boardwalk series by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I'm still on the ice cream shop. I'm stitching this on the called for, which I believe is Star Sapphire linen. Yes, 32 count Star Sapphire linen by Witchelt. This one's going to be long and narrow. And I'm going to frame it and put it up here in my room. And I love the pastel colors. So I'm almost done with the first chart. So I'd like to move this one along. I think it's time. Get past chart number 1. Flowers and Friends. This was a Patreon chart last year from Hello from Liz Matthews, and I think it's now been released. I think I saw it. It's beautiful. I liked it because I thought that house was black or really, really dark gray. It's navy blue. The dog is barking. I am stitching this on 40 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. Tag chewed by a cat. Got it to a point where the house is almost done. I think once that house gets done, the florals will just come together very quickly. But I love it. There's a lot. And I'm going super fast. Plum Street Samplers Falling. I worked on this a little bit this fall. I got these leaves finished, and these to the point where they're at now. Almost at the 50% mark. This one is being stitched on 40 count platinum linen. This one was a restart this year. I did not like the fabric that I originally chose for it. So I switched to Polar Plunge, 32 count Polar Plunge linen by Fabrics by Stephanie. And this is the Seaside Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And I got a lot further than I did on that other fabric. And I like it so much better. So I would like to finish this up and finish it as a drum. I think it's super cute. Sweet Land of Liberty. This is a bag where I have several of Teresa Kogut's charts. When she releases on her Patreon, all of the month's charts have the same color palette. So I kit it once. I kit it I might change the fabric, but the floss is all the same. And so I kit it, put all the charts in there, and then I just work through them as I want to. So I am working on Land of Liberty, and I'm stitching this on 40 count summer khaki. And I have to do some frogging, so I'm not real happy. And I got disgusted and I put it down. But I'm about ready to pick it up again. You can see my blue and my buntings are two different blues. So one of them, I think it's this one, has to come out because dye lots. Luckily, it doesn't take very long to stitch, so it'll be okay. But I put it down in like August and I haven't touched it since. In fact, I look at it and I get irritated and disgusted. My Home Sweet Home by Brenda Gervais. This one's very close. This one will probably go into a Friday focus here pretty soon. I'm stitching this on a 36 count flax linen. I would like for this to be a pillow finish. And there we go. Called for flosses. And I love it. In fact, I bought a fabric bundle from, I think, Annabella's, that there's a fabric in there that I'm hoping will work with this one. Halloween Quaker by Lila's Studio. I really thought I was going to have this one done this year, but every time I pulled it out, I just had to put it up. I am stitching this on Murky. I think it's a 36 count Murky linen. So you can see I'm very close to being done. About halfway, a little more than halfway. But I think I got kind of caught up in the Happy Halloween and I didn't have fun stitching it. So I didn't work on it as much. But if I can pull this out and make it one of my sampler focuses, I think I could get it probably done by October. Basket Full of Autumn Time was a new start this year. And I'm stitching this one. I went bold and I chose dark cobblestone, 36 count dark cobblestone linen. And I'm loving it. So this one is also, could probably go on the Friday focus list. Making progress there. I think I'm going to have to get more of this linen because it's beautiful, especially with the fall colors. I'm really, really happy. So this one should be a Friday focus. And I think I only have 2 or 3 of these pillows left to do. Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. I wanted to have them all done this year. Didn't happen. I'm stitching this on 40 count platinum, and this is the pillow that I'm currently on. I'm making them into pillows. This is the chart that I'm currently on. And I think I need to do Ghosts and Goblins. And I think I have to do this one. Yeah. maybe Halloween of 2025. The other ones are done and they're finished into pillows, and they're super cute. And when people come over and they see them, they get tons of compliments. When Witches Go Riding by Brenda Gervais. I did do a couple color swaps on this. I'm stitching it on 40 count Newcastle linen, vintage country mocha. And I thought I had a couple of these done. Oh, okay. So I have this one done, the first pillow done. I'm going to, again, pillows. And then I've started on the second one. I was debating whether or not to stitch it because each pillow has a little bit of the saying on it. And I was thinking, oh, it might be cute to do some kind of a border and stitch 3 in a row. And I think when I was thinking about it, I was at the end of our summer camp season. And when that happens, I'm pretty darn tired and I just want to stitch. And I just decided pillows it is. My dot dot goose bag. This was the Sip and Stitch box. So everything in here are the charts from the Sip and Stitch box from Halloween from Primrose Cottage. And I started the Halloween cauldron. And I got the called for, which is 32 count Belfast linen in Stormy Night vintage. And this is how far I got. So I'd like to work on that and work through what's in this bag because I think it would be really cute with them all done. I've been working on this for a couple years. Harrietta and Company by Brenda Gervais. I got stuck. It's a lot of white. I'm stitching this one on 32 count Winter Brew by R&R. And here is my progress. So I finally got the dress done. I'm moving up on the little shirt. And once I get the shirt done, if I buckle down, I could get it totally done. Except now I'm looking at it and looking at the Smyrna crosses, which are the buttons on the shirt, and I thought, shoot, I'm going to have to do them over it. But she did them over it, so it's fine. I think she'd be so cute in one of my baskets this Easter. So I would like to try to finish her. If I could just get past stitching her body, I think it'll go really quickly. This one is in my box, but I haven't started it yet, but I want to. And I want to stitch this on Milk and Honey. Newcastle linen, and it's the Egg Collector by Brenda Gervais. Have not started it yet, but I would like to. And I believe it's the called for. Maybe I'll keep that out, and that will be another January new start. I'll put that over here because that would be really cute to have that finished for Easter, probably of 2020. 9. Oh, this is the year I discovered Barbara Anna Designs and I started stitching Spring Cat. I chose a different fabric. I am using Mirage Edinburgh linen, and this is how far I got. I enjoy every stitch. When I do stitch her, I just don't pull her out often enough. So I need to pull her out and give her a finish. This is going to go on forever, guys, but we're more than halfway done. Okay, so I've already stitched and finished 2 of these pillows from the Grand Old Flag 2. I've finished this one and this one. So I just have the flag one in the middle to do. And those are fully finished, and I have them here. I'm going to show them to you. I did not do a trim on them, but I do want to work on this one. This was a kit through Farm Girl Dry Goods. And so I have the called for fabric and the called for flosses that I'm working with, I believe. So the goal is by Memorial Day to have that one done so that I can have a complete collection of the 3. This one is my birthday start from 2023. Summer Quaker by Lila's Studio. I picked up some floss that I was missing when we were on vacation. And then I realized I started stitching this. It's a 36 count fabric, and I started stitching it 2 over 2 because it's a little bit looser weave. And I thought, okay, do I start it over? And I decided no, because I like the fuller coverage on this. But then I realized I'm probably going to run out of floss. So I picked up floss, and then the dye lots don't match. So I'm kind of working through my head what would be appropriate, and I'm going to try to get, I think it's this dye lot here, it's this thread here, this one that comes down at the angle. So I think what I'm going to do is try to work across and do each corner and do the diagonal on each corner. And then I think this motif, actually I think both of these motifs are stitched out of the same floss. And then I will have a better gauge of, can I get by with it? Can I switch and use the, you know, the different dye lot? Little snafu, and I just didn't want to start it over again. And I'm stitching this on 37 count Russian tea cake linen that I picked up in Memphis. So that was nice. I think it's going to be beautiful. I really, really like it. I just have to put the time in. There's a lot of stitches in that one. Oh, goodness. Okay. I don't have very many of these bags that don't work for me. Okay. From the Blue Flower, Happy Campers. I work at a camp. I love camping. I don't want to do it again anytime soon, but I love camping. So I had to stitch this one because it just reminds me of summertime. I'm stitching this one on 40 count linen chocolate milk fabrics by Stephanie. And this is how far I've gotten. A lot of counting with the frames, but so worth it. And this was a lot of counting, this tree. That's pretty solid. Called for DMC, kind of a mess, but really a fun stitch. I really do enjoy it, especially when I get to a critter. I have fun with the critters. I started the Polar Plunge series with hands-on design, and I got the walrus done. I'm stitching. I chose frozen fractals for this one, even though it calls for Polar Plunge. 32 count linen by Fabrics by Stephanie, and I chose frozen fractals because the undertones matches the finishing paper that I want to use this for. So the walrus is done, and I started the polar bear. But I have all the charts, and I want to finish them. And then my original thought was a garland finish, and I don't know if I'm going to continue on that thought process, or if I'm going to just stitch them and finish them individually as ornaments. Summer Quaker, Primrose Cottage. This one is being stitched with a silk, and it's being stitched on 25 count white Lugana. So this one's a little bit bigger, but I love it. It's so pretty. I love the yellow. It's cheery, it's bright. The silk is just amazing to stitch with. So I'd like to get that one finished. I did buy the finishing kit, and the finishing kit came with the floss and the rickrack and the fabric. Oh, and the little patch to patch it on the back. Project bag that I picked up from my travels this summer, Liberty Hill. And in this one, more hands-on design. Oh, have I not start something in here? Oh, I finished it. It was the Halloween Quaker. So the next one I'm going to stitch is the Halloween quilt, but I don't have anything stitched on it yet. Easy peasy. From the Calico Confectionery, I want to stitch Be True. I am stitching this one on slate. I don't know the count. Oh wait, here it is. It's Fiber on a Whim, 40 count Newcastle linen in the colorway Slate. And that's where I got. So I would like to continue with that one. Oh, there's a couple spring ones in here. Okay. Did I start any of these? Oh, yes, I did. Okay. I started Grandma's Candy Dish by Brenda Gervais. And I'm stitching this on 32 count, one more reproduction by Be Stitch Me. And that's as far as I got. There we go. So I'd like to continue working on that one. I also have in here with the fabric, Happy Easter, as well as Tis Spring. So these are all ready to go. Called for colors. I need more spring. I probably should move this one to the front. And then this one, I got inspired. Actually, is this the one? No, this is, okay, this is 32 count oat, natural Belfast linen. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby, and I'm stitching 4th July in a jar. I'm like, I'm not stitching any of it. Such a big start on this one. Ready? There we go. Got a lot of work to do on this one. Mm-hmm. Yep. When I have small starts like that, it's one of those things that I stitched the last thing before the end of the season or after the holiday passed, and I just had to get some stitches in on it. So that's what those are. Okay. This is a Christmas one. It's a Dimensions kit. A gold collection, and it's these ornaments. I saw Hello from Liz Matthews. I thought, oh, that's cute. I don't need it. And then I saw her stitch, like she showed one that she was stitching, and I'm like, oh yeah, I so need it. So I went on to Amazon and I bought it. This one is listed in my Amazon storefront, so if you are interested, you can pick it up there. I don't remember the price off the top of my head. I think I cut the fabric off a little bit, but this is where I'm at with the first of the 6 ornaments, or 8 ornaments, 6 ornaments. And Sarah from Sarah Stitches, she is also stitching this, and I haven't emailed you back, Sarah, but yes, we will pick a day and we will set a schedule so that we can maybe work it through. At least get one done in 2025. That's my goal. Christmas Swan. I started that this year. I believe it's the called for. This was a kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods that I picked up, and that's as far as I got. But I think it was only 2 stitching sessions, so I'm pretty happy. Called for flosses. It was a kit that I picked up through her. Keeper of the Pins. I've had this for quite a while. I am stitching this on 36 count vintage country mocha linen with the called for. I pretty much have this one done. And I've started on this one. Marissa from M. Kissa Creations also wants to stitch these, and she and I are kind of like family members, so I reached out to her and I said, hello, I'll stitch it with you. She's like, yes. And so then we talked about it, and now also the Contented Needleworker Kim is going to join us. If anybody else wants to join us, we are going to be doing a stitch along, and we will have a hashtag. I think it's hashtag keeper pin, keeper Sal. I'll list it down below if you would like to join us. And we're going to start this on the 21st because she said that it was handcraft day or something. So 21st of January is the next time we're going to pick this up. So if you'd like to join us, feel free. The more the merrier. You can tag her, and I will list her YouTube channel down below. I will list my social media is always listed down below, and just tag us and tag our hashtag, and we'll see what happens. We just are kind of to the point where we want to get it done. My birthday start for this year is Indigo Lane by Brenda Gervais. And I am stitching this on 40 count legacy linen. And that's where I'm at. I am doing some color swaps, but I'm doing it as I go. So when I'm all done, I will list out what I used. But I'm about not quite halfway done. Almost halfway done. More than a third, not quite a half. I would like to get this one finished. This is a smaller birthday start because I wanted something small that I could actually finish in that year between birthdays. So that's why I chose that one. Okay. I don't actually have a start on this one, so I'm not going to show it. It's a Teresa Kogut, Dancer's Friends, and then from her Patreon. This was my birthday start from 2 years ago, so 2022. Land That I Love, Teresa Kogut. And I'm very close to getting this one across the finish line. I'm stitching this on, I believe, 40 count Vintage Country Mocha, Newcastle linen. And here's where I'm at. I really want this done this year. So I think I need to pull this up at least monthly, if not 2 or 3 times each month. I've got the perfect place for it in my living room, and I really want to get it across the finish line. I'm kind of tired of seeing it sit there, and it's stunning, and I enjoy stitching on it. So I want to push that one through. Another Christmas start this year, Sugar and Spice. I did buy the whole kit from Brenda Gervais, which came with the little tray, the peppermints, the candy cane, and the gingerbread. They're all felted pieces. I am stitching this on 40 count Newcastle linen and cappuccino. And that's how far I've gotten. So I think this could be a finish by next Christmas. I probably won't stitch on it again until the fall. What I did this last year in 2024 is I tried about at least once a month, if not every other month, to pick a Christmas stitch and a Halloween stitch and stitch on it so that I had something that was close to a finish. Peace and Goodwill. Brenda Gervais. This again was a kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods, and that's how far I got. So I'd love to get that one finished. Don't know if it will actually happen. Probably a frame on this one. And wintertime. It's not a very good picture. Here's a better picture. This is a Stitch Quarterly from Fat Quarter Shop. My email was chosen from their email list on their anniversary 2 years ago, 2023. And so they sent me the fall one, which is a harvest theme, and the winter one. And the fall one I haven't started yet, but the winter one I did. And I don't think I'm going to put the word wintertime up there. I think I'm just going to finish it. But this is where I'm at. I did work on it this winter. I made some progress. And this is being stitched on the called for, which is Minty Green Opalescent 14 count Ada. So I'd like to finish that. Classic Colorworks. So this was a free chart that I believe came to me when I ordered something directly from Classic Colorworks. I am stitching this on a piece of scrap fabric, and I know my margins are tight, but here we go. So I finished the snow and almost finished the bear and added 2 trees, finished the roof, Added the holly in the corner here. So I am making progress on this one. Called for flosses. So I just figured it would be a quick stitch, and yet there it sits. This one I would love to get finished by next Christmas. It is a chart that was released through the Jingle Ball by Hello from Liz Matthews, and it's a Quaker Christmas Star. I'm using the called for floss on a 40 count vintage country linen, 36 count vintage country mocha linen, and this is where I got. It's beautiful. I love those greens. They're very earthy, vintagey. And then I do plan on finishing this in the star pillow with the beaded trim around the edge. I just think it would be really, really pretty. I picked up Snow Magical again. I changed up the fabric. I'm stitching this one on a darker fabric. "40 Count Winter Wren" by Fox and Rabbit. And that's where I'm at. Almost to the point where I can start on the sweater. And the sweater, I'm not going to do it in this color because when I purchased this and started it, a lot of Really Tealy was used. So I think I'm going to stitch the sweater out of Blue Bonnet by Weeks Dye Works. And then I think I'm just going to use Really Tealy for the snowflake pattern. Do something completely different. Someone has stitched it in pink, I've seen. Really, really cute. Winter Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. This was a 12 by 12 start on New Year's Eve on 2023 going into 2024. I did pick it up this year, and this is how far I got. And I'm stitching this on 28 count artichoke linen by Witchelt. So it's a very loose, as you can see right through it, it's a very loosely woven fabric, but I love the colors with it. More than halfway done. So this one I will keep in the rotation for winter of 2025, as well as the last one, Winter Quaker. I changed the fabric on this one. I did order the floss from Primrose Cottage, and it's Color and Cotton, because they were out, Primrose Cottage, but I ordered Battleship. And I'm stitching this one on what am I stitching it on? "36 count refined linen," maybe by Fortnite Fabrics. This is where I'm at. Now, I got this one almost completely done, and I had to take it out and start over because I messed up. And where I messed up, I couldn't fudge it. It was going to throw everything off, so I took it out. But I think it's going to be beautiful on this one. It's done. And so I would like to get this one done this winter before we get too far into spring. Whew. That's it. That's a lot. my plans. I'm not really one to set New Year's resolutions. I have an idea of the goals that I want to set for myself. So regarding my stitching, as I went through and I described, like, I'd like to get some more spring and I'd like to get some more Easter done. I'd like to finish up some of those Brenda Gervais booklets. I'd like to get those completely done. I would like to get some more patriotic done. I would really like to see some samplers get across the finish line so that I can fully finish them and get them hanging in the house or out here. That is my ultimate goal. My stitches, I have the wheel, the decision making wheel, which I think is going to help me because sometimes, you go to your project bags and you're like, what do I want to stitch? Well, I can decide sampler or the other one, sampler or focus stitches, and get them across, and then do the wheel and then work on that. As I work on them, I will pull them off of the wheel, and I might add another one on. I might do a new start. What I don't want to do, I don't want to have a new start for every finish. I will have some new starts. I don't want to purchase a lot this year. The exception being the needlework Nashville market. Just because I have so much that I want to. I went through a couple of my binders not too long ago, and I'm like, oh, I want to stitch that, and oh, I want to stitch that, and oh, I should start that. Well, I have 2 large tote bags and 2 big crates that are full of WIPs, and I want to work through them. I would like to get down to like 1 bag eventually. I don't think that'll happen this year. But if I keep starting with every finish, or if I start more than what I finish, I'm going in the wrong direction. And the reason I want to do that is because there are some things that are going to be coming up that will require some attention. And I don't want to have these things sitting and getting left by the wayside. I want to work them. Or if I decide, in the future that I don't want to do this and UFO it or give it away or whatever it is that I do with it, that's what I want. I'll do that. Okay, finishes. I'm going to go through a couple of the finishes that I have here sitting at my desk. And then at the end, I will put in a video of all of the pick photos of all of the finishes that I did in 2024. I think anytime I finish something, I think it's my favorite. But I keep looking at this one, and this is it was a chart out of the summer, I think it was last year's summer Punch Needle and Primitive Stitches magazine, and it's a Barbara Anna design. And I finished it in a round, and I love it. And this is a board, a finishing piece from 141 Design Company. So I spray painted it on a teal color, like an light blue aqua color, to pick up the blues in that piece. And I keep it on a plate stand right up here on my shelf so I can see it. It just makes me smile. It's so bright and cheery, and I love it. These are the 2 pillows that I finished from Grand Old Flag 2. So I just have the 3rd one, which is the actual flag. I have to put charms on these. I'm not putting any trim on these. I'm just going to leave them as is. I finished the honeybee Quaker, or the bee Quaker, honey Quaker. And I had this fabric. And I try, if it doesn't have the date on the piece itself, then I add a charm on a pillow finish. I don't really do that with the flat finishes. It's harder to do it. But I finished this. This one I put some poly pellets in it to give it a little bit of weight, so it's got a really nice feel to it. This one I finished as well, and it's got poly pellets in it. But I believe this one's called Hop to It by, I think it's Annie B's Designs. And I did like a pink gingham and a rose gold 2024 charm. And then this is the one I just did last week, and this was a Christmas star. And I believe I've already showed this. Someone suggested put a button on the back. I will put a button on the back. I just got to find one. But I love that. Again, charm. And then my favorite finish for Halloween this year was this one. I finally got it finished. This is Halloween delivery. I wanted a gothic type frame, and my husband found this one at Michael's. It was a custom frame. And I love it so much. And that's all that I have out here that I finished in 2024. So I will insert the video, and I hope that you enjoy it. Do you guys do New Year's resolutions? I don't. I can get past, what did they call it yesterday? That I heard it on the news. They called it, it's the second Friday of the new year, and that's when all the New Year's resolutions go out the door, and nobody does them anymore. They all drop them. But there are some things that I want to work on that are health related. So I need to, my doctor would be really happy if I dropped a few pounds. So I want to work on that. I do want to add in, I have a treadmill. I've been on it once, maybe twice, and I'd like to get on it like 3 times each week. And the time that makes the most sense to me would be in the morning when I get through walking the dog, get him settled and situated, and then hop on the treadmill before I jump in the shower for work. I have enough time in the morning to do that. What that means is less morning stitching before work, which bums me out. But if I don't take care of myself, I won't be here to stitch all the things. So I guess I have to put my health first. So I will be working on that. It will be a work in progress. And then just kind of staying focused and on fully finishing what I finish, and stitching through my decision maker wheel. I think that's the biggest thing that I can do right now. And I'd like to get back to paper crafting a little bit. I've missed it. When I've had to paper craft, I've really enjoyed it. So I'd like to get back to it. Which means if I do that an evening a couple of times a month, then that means that evening is probably going to be no stitching or less stitching than it would be if I didn't. Again, it should be okay. I think my arm also could use the break and use some different motions, repetitive motions, to kind of break it up a little bit. Thoughts. Not really resolutions, more like long-term goals. So anyway, that is it for me. Thank you so much for hanging in with me. If you haven't done so already and you would like to, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Share the video, like the video, comment on the video. I do read the comments. I do reply with at least a little heart emoji, if not actually replying to your comment. I'm still able to keep up on those weekly. At least I try to. And I'd love to have you as part of the family. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye.